and welcome. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce to our Lokwani audience, Pankaj Bindra. Pankaj is an engineer and an MBA from Kellogg. He has worked for Oracle and HP for over 25 years. He is also the founder and managing director of Global Discovery, which runs next gen schools in India, where it is based upon a long horizon of success called Life May Marks. He developed this curriculum based on the learnings that he gained from two guiding lights, Landmark and Vipassana. He is here to share how these two guiding lights have touched his life and how he has seen these programs transform the lives of thousands around him. Welcome to Lokwani. Namaste, Pankaj.
Namaste. Thank you so much for inviting me.
It is
really honored.
It is my pleasure, really. And today I think you are here with a magic wand, really, to share the secrets of these two amazing programs, guiding lights, as you call them, who I think you say can help anybody accomplish anything that they want. That sounds really miraculous to me. So first of all, can you tell me what makes successful people accomplish great things?
Thank you. Great question to start with. So practicing these two programs for years and years and seeing thousands of people and their lives touched and transformed by them, I can say with conviction, there are some really credible patterns, right, of very successful people. One is there is no dominant past that is running their life or slows them down or comes in their thinking or their actions. They have gotten rid of that. So that helps them always be a discoverer. They are in the moment every time. So that's the step one. Step two, they create success so strongly in their mind that I can do it. Actually, they go beyond that. I've done it, standing in the future, accomplished. I'm already there. And that there is no doubt left in their mind that I cannot get that thing done or I cannot reach there. So this helps them contribute tremendously to humanity, to mankind through their action. Their actions are very generous kind. They do wonders to lives. So that's the step. Step one itself is sufficient, in my opinion. It gives tremendous peace, happiness, joy, living in the moment. Step two helps them contribute to the world. Thank you.
Most interesting. So the power of now, you're saying, is really, really important. I know we have heard this all the time, that the past shapes who we are. Are you saying that really we as individuals, the way we act, are really a product of our past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is why, if I ask you, there is a gentleman, and there are two people, and are their kidneys same? You'll say, yeah, kidneys are same. Are their livers more or less same? Yeah. Are their brains same? No. Why? It's an organ too. Why it's not the same?
Interesting.
Right? There's something filled inside it, and that is all the impressions of the past with all the feelings, emotions tied to it.
Yeah. So, can you give us an example of how people are really shaped by their past? I mean, have you seen it in action?
I mean, you don't, I mean, there's this window, right? I'm looking in my kitchen and there's a window open now. So there are a couple of us standing here, and suddenly, let's say there's a cat that shows up in the window. Now, one person is thinking, oh my God, close the window. The cat is going to come inside. They're coming from some fear of something that happened in the extended past, most likely in the early childhood. That is the first thing that comes to mind, and also besides their words or actions. The second person may come across very different. Like, oh, you know, there is this cat. So wonderful. Oh my God, everyone come and see. Look at that cat, just come to my window. She's saying hi to us. They may get some humor, joy, like, oh, it lit up the room because they have some really happy experiences that help them go in that zone. The third person may notice the cat and be totally indifferent. Oh, there's this animal, cats come and go, birds come and go, and is just busy doing their own stuff. And then there is this fourth person that we say living in the moment, right? They are looking at the cat, and the person is so present that the person understands cat hasn't come to say hi to him or her. Cat is minding her own business, and she's walking in a particular manner that she's about, the posture tells me she's about to jump upon something. And the person is so present, can even hear some wings, moving, some sound. There's a pigeon maybe, and she's about to jump. And then the person is free to take the next action, which could be leave the wildlife to wildlife, or maybe whistle something quickly, or say some loud sound and save the pigeon, or whatever they want to do. They are fully present to get to that level, right? And these people are people, but they are acting so differently because they are driven by past. But the last one, there is no past present there.
Interesting. So you are saying if we don't have a past, we can actually see in greater depth, our perception increases, and that certainly goes for better accomplishments, more success in whatever we are trying to do.
So how we say that, you should remember everything about your past as much as you can. There is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
The past is going to be there. But past comes with some feelings, likes, dislikes, some sensations. They're so strong that they just hijack us. That part, we say, should be complete.
Okay. So you are saying past images will always be there, but detach negative feelings from them. So how do we do that? It sounds like almost impossible, but is there a way out?
That's what Vipassana, that is what landmark education, these are the tools, programs that they do this so well, so consistently, that leads to highly successful lives.
Yeah. So tell us more. What is Vipassana? Let's start there maybe.
So Vipassana is at least 2000 years old. Bhagwan Buddha or Siddhartha Gautam, and they created that. It's very cryptic, like how it works. We can try to understand that, but it works very well, very reliably. It works at a lower level. So essentially, the imagery, you just focus at equanimity to all those sensations. When those images, when those memories, when those thoughts come back and they trigger something on your body, we call them sensations. You just develop equanimity to it, that it means nothing. Let me focus upon what I'm supposed to do. And after a couple of trips to Vipassana centers, you will realize that they mean nothing to you. The detachment from them, and you remember everything from the past, but they're not running your life anymore. And it does it so well, like it cleans up everything.
Wow.
You're so peaceful, happy, calm, focused. And even in sports, the same serves in tennis, the same baskets in basketball, they just keep going better because your focus level keeps getting higher and higher.
Wow.
So, exams, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, children do score higher in the exams.
Wow. So you're saying that this is actually a very practical methodology. When we think of, Buddha or meditation, it is not something spiritual, though it might, lead to moksha, who knows that, but it has a very practical benefit in that it allows you to get rid of those negative feelings so that the past
Yes.
doesn't really dominate your past, your action.
Absolutely. And the power stays with you all the time. If even in the future, when something happens, you're able to notice that some sensation is present on my body and let it pass through. And then
Wow.
you, the person has done what the person has done, the other person has said what the person has said, but there is absolutely no effect on you.
Wow. Wow. That
You
sounds
take the decisions that are optimal, you discover solutions and pathways in the crux of the moment seamlessly. Like you are at your very best.
beautiful. Wow, that would be a moment that we would all like to be at. And so you're saying that it absolutely works, and it surely for 2000 years and more, it has been working since Bhagavan Buddha, appeared. So I think that makes sense. So from there on to landmarks. So I know that you just didn't stick to Vipassana alone. You also, landmark has played a very important role in your life. So tell us more about landmark.
Yeah, so Vipassana does the lower level, at your body, of your nervous system level things so well. Landmark goes, is a higher level theory. It has more steps to it in terms of it goes beyond Vipassana.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, the step one is same, which is clean up the past, like let the past not be so dominant on your life. That part is same. Then it gets into create the new you in your mind so powerfully that you don't need a certificate from others about who you are. And then it gets into create the new world, whichever way you want it. Many of us live in the world thinking it's a scary place and there are people of all type and who are going to come and take me. So you are actually creating a world the way it should be.
Hmm.
Where magics can happen, people are amazing, generosity is still there, and it makes your life, makes your decision easier. And finally, you create your dreams, your success of your dreams so strongly that you know you're already successful. The thing has already happened. Now it's a matter of unfolding it, discovering the pathways to get there, but there's no anxiety about will I succeed.
Hmm. Hmm. So what I'm hearing from you is kind of like those, the ancient scriptures that say really that your mind have infinite potential and you can accomplish it if you could just let Maya get out of it, So as I think it's your perception of the world, your perceptions that are limiting you. So you are saying that there are very practical methodology that is landmark plus Vipassana that can really help, break those shackles and move forward. This is really, really exciting. So if people want to get started with either of them, where would you suggest they start? And they start with landmark first or Vipassana?
I I will say you can't really compare something that happened 2000 years back with something that's built upon language. One is in silence. Vipassana is in absolute silence, and it works seamlessly on anything and everything that you remember from the past, which still has some effect on you. It just eliminates them perfectly. And landmark is built upon power of language. You are your word. Word creates the world. So, and word creates your success. So it's different. Landmark, it's like a fishing experiment. Like if something it's coming back to your mind and likely it's significant. Let's take care of it first. Let's eliminate that first. So it's a fishing experiment. Like if something shows up, take care of it. Vipassana is you can't really understand, but it cleans up everything. After you go there, nothing is left that is dominant on you. So it's like everything gets taken care of. Landmark is if something is showing up, let's deal with it first. Then if something else shows up, let's deal with that first. So it's built upon language, more like the way therapists work, maybe the way counseling works. Very different things,
Yeah.
and very different goal. Landmark gets into creating powerful projects that do wonders to the world. Like instead of going straight for profits, they even go for contributing to the world, right? And in that, other things follow. So it's different. It's a higher level. It's more functional.
Yeah. That's really beautiful. So it sounds
I
like
have an
the
advice for those who are entrepreneurs. uh, the kind of stress an entrepreneur has to deal with, the kind of situations entrepreneur has to deal with, do both. Because Landmark gets to a point where you can run that venture and you can take care of things that you cannot imagine today powerfully tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. So, are there websites that we can start out with, or anything that you can suggest?
Yeah, so vipassana.dhamma.org, DHAMMA.org.
Yeah.
And Landmark is landmarkworldwide.com.
Perfect. And so you're saying that investment of time in these can have multifold return for individuals.
Absolutely. My life changed, thousands of lives changed, and through these 20 plus schools, we are touching lives of children.
Now, that's a very interesting
6,000 plus
thing.
children. Yeah.
That's very interesting that you're saying that you're bringing these techniques to children. So, I mean, isn't it too early to work with children, or is it more impactful if you start working with children?
Great question. We will not do justice to this session unless we get to know why this is to be talked about for children. See, it is much harder for us to get transformation because we are constantly talking about how do I get rid of that very dominant past. But for children, their brains are being formed as we talk. Age 4 to age 12 is when 75% of the future self is being formed. By age 12, 75% of it, right? By age 17, 18, 90, 95% of it. So you have an opportunity to not let those kind of severe traumas and incompletions and point of views develop in first place. A simple question to a child before going to bed: is everything okay? Are you fine? Anything from today? Or just let anything from today that you want to share, or just let them write a diary. Diary writing, why is it so successful? Because it cleans up anything that is going into your permanent memory or creating some feelings and emotions that will stay there for life, something that will get recalled quickly and hijack you from the present moment. And if our education system, our schools can understand this, that the goal is not just giving them some SAT exam or score, but also understanding that their brain is being formed, and can the child be complete? Nothing is significant about any feelings, emotions that goes into tomorrow. And if that is how we raise them, nurture them, then imagine what those powerful discoverers can do to our world.
Wow. Global Discovery Academy. I see that. I see where that has come from. And I think you are going back to the way, our ancient rishis talked about, education. It was, in fact, it was not a skill training that was done. It was not about, teaching them how to add or subtract, but really transforming their minds to do grand things, I
To
think.
their full potential, absolute best all the time. Like any moment, any situation, under any circumstances, you are at your
best. And again, success, what you're saying is, of course, to attain your full potential, but be happy. I think that's extremely key that people sometimes seem to miss in the modern times. They focus on a degree or getting a score rather than scoring well in life. And I love that idea of life may marks. That is,
especially children in the social media age, trying to look good or trying to avoid looking bad. If this is what's going on in life, then you're not in the moment and you're not really peaceful and happy.
yeah. So I think, Pankaj will come back to you with a whole session on raising children, probably. I think there is a lot that we can learn about life marks from you. So we will go on to that in a whole topic in itself. Any final message for our viewers here?
My message is immerse yourself into these programs or similar programs and find yourself, meet yourself. Have you met yourself? And when you will meet yourself, I will not have to, you will know for yourself what it means.
Pure bliss, pure joy. And we look forward to that. Thank you so much, Pankaj, for taking this time. I think people who follow your words, I can quite imagine if they take on Landmark and Vipassana, are going to transform their own lives. So thank you for being that little key that's opening that door to at least some of our viewers here. And we look forward to the world transforming
Thank you.
one person at a time. Thank you, Pankaj. Namaste.
Namaste.